Multiply and divide mixed numbers. Tito needs to eat every 3.5 hours while awake so that he does not become hypoglycemic. Tito is awake for 15 3/4 hours every day. How many times will he need to take a break to eat something? So to answer this question, let's begin by writing down the numbers in our problem. So we have 15 3/4, and we will need to divide that number by the 3.5 because we're taking that larger number and we need to break it down into how many times, which is this number to get our final answer. So we know that we will need to convert this mixed number into a fraction and then convert it back when the problem is solved. So let us convert our first fraction right here. So we have, let's write kind of here, 15 times 4, because we always multiply the whole number by the denominator. So that is equal to 60. Then we add 3. So our answer is 63/4. We're going to divide that number by 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we get 7/2. But we can remember that dividing, we can change this into multiplication by taking the second term and taking the reciprocal of it. So let's do that. So now we have 63/4 multiplied now, as we're going to take the reciprocal of the second term, 2/7. So before we begin to multiply, let us reduce. We notice this 4 and this 2 have a common factor of 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now we look at 63 and 7. And we know that actually both of these terms are multiples of 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. 63 divided by 7 is 9. So we go ahead and multiply this out. So we now have 9 times 1, which is 9, and then 2 times 1, which is 2. And then let's convert this into a mixed number. So we can do this by 2 goes into 9 4 times. 2 times 4 is 8. We have 1 left over. So we'll put the remainder 1 right here, and we'll put it over 2 as we keep our denominator. So this number becomes 4 1/2. So this is our final solution. So let us now look at another example. Example 2. Liana has recently been diagnosed with hypoglycemia. Her healthcare professional believes that hypoglycemia was caused by Liana's high level of stress and her anorexic aversion to food. Liana's doctor has suggested that Liana drinks 7 1/4 ounces of nutritional shake every 2.5 hours for 10 hours a day. What is the total amount of nutritional shake that Liana will need to drink every day? So this is asking us to take the 10 hours that she is allotted to drink the shake every 2.5 hours in that time. So we will need to break down the 10 hours by 2 1/2 to get the total amount of times that she will be drinking the shake. And then that number will be multiplied by the 7 1/4 to give us the total amount of ounces that she is drinking every day. So we can see that this is a multi-step problem. So let us first convert all these numbers into fractions. So we have 10 over 1. Then it's going to be divided by 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. we get 5 over 2 multiplied by 7 times 4, which is 20, 28, and then we add that 1, so we get 29 over 4. So let us first look at this part first and deal with that, and then we will do the second part, which is multiplication of this term. So we know that 10 over 1 can then be multiplied if we take the reciprocal of the second term. So we're going to multiply this number to 10. So this gives us, but before we actually multiply, we can actually further reduce. This 10 and 5 have a common factor of 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So we can now look at the second part, which is to multiply the 29 over 4. Because we know that 4 times out of 10 hours that she is drinking the shake. And now we will multiply the ounces to get the total amount. So let's take this down further. So we have 4 over 1 times 29 over 4. And before we multiply, we can just reduce right here. This 4 and this 4 can become 1. Because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we have 1 times 29 is 29. 1 times 1 is 1. So this is our final answer, and this can actually just be simplified to 29. So she will drink 29 ounces of this nutritional shake every 10 hours or every day.